Well, bless my Lord, I got my seal today to slay Goliath in the field today. The good old way is a righteous way. I mean to take the kingdom in a good old way. Glory, glory, won't you come along with me? You know God got angry on his throne. Angels in the heaven begun to moan. Go down, angels, and stir the world. Blow out the sun and shake the moon and the earth. Tell me, great God, when it started to rain, women's and the children begun to scream. Some at the window, some at the door, crying, brother, Noah, can't you take on more? He said, my doors is locked, my window's pinned, God got the key and you can't come in. Glory, glory, won't you come along with me? Well, children, I'm so glad to see so many of you all here together. Did you hear my friend when he said I was 83 years old? Well, if I'm 83 years old, I only count my age from the time when I was emancipated. It was then, by God, I begun to live. God is fulfilling, children. The lost time I lost being a slave was made up. Now, when I was a slave, I hated the people who made me a slave. Well, yes, I hated them so. My mother said to me when I was to be sold away from her, I was sold away from my mother, and on that day she told me, I want to tell you these things, child, so that you will always know that I have told you. There will be a great number of things told you after I step out of this life and into the world to come. So I say this to you all here. Well, here's a great number of people. When I step out of this existence, you will all know what you heard old Sojourner Truth tell you. I was born a slave in the state of New York, Ulster County down amongst the Low Dutch. When I was 10 years old, I couldn't speak a word of English. I have no educating at all. I can't read a book. But like I told you, when I was sold away, the old master had died, and we was all brought up to be sold, along with all the other property. That was my mother. My father was a very old man, and my little brother, younger than myself. You know, they opened this great big canopy of Eden. You call it a tent now, but we call it the canopy of Eden. They opened this, and my mother went over and she sat down. When she sat down, she take me by the hand, and she told me where nobody could hear her. She says, child, I want you to look up to the moon and stars that shine upon your mother and upon your father when you sold far away. That's the same moon and stars that shine on you. Well, I was a child, you see, so I asked my mother, I said, well, who make the moon and the stars? And she says, shh, God. You know, I never hear tell of God before. I never hear tell of this God before. So I asked my mother, I said, where is God? And she says, child, he sits on the sky, and he hears you when you're far away. When you ask him to make the master and mistress good to you, he will do it. I was sold away that day. Sold away from my mother and my father and my brother that day, and I tell you, things got so bad for me. Things got so bad for me. I remembered what my mother said. So one day I went out behind the barn where nobody could see me. I got in the middle of this little patch of grass, and I stand there and I look up to the sky. Well, my mother said he sit on the sky. So I say, God, my mother said if I asked you to make the master and mistress good to me, you would do it. Then I think to myself, well, I asked you and they didn't get good. Then I think, well, maybe he can't make them good. They're so bad. So I say, if you can't make them good, if you can't make them good, kill him. That was the idea I had. I didn't think he could make them good. But you know, after I make such wishes, my conscience bothered me. And I often thought how people could do such abominable, wicked things, and their conscience not bother them. I only make wishes, my conscience bothered me. But you see, I was in want. I felt there was nobody to help me. I know what it is to be taken into the barn and tied up and beat till our blood run. Oh, it make you think about God. Then I would say, if I was you and you was me and you asked me for any help, I would help you. Now, why don't you help me? Truly, I don't know, but God helped me. But I got no good master until the last time I was sold. And then I find one. Oh, I tell ye, didn't I find a good master? When I used to feel so bad, when I used to say, how can I live? I'm so depressed, both with in and without. God give me the master, and he healed all my wounds up. And the love come into me. Oh, I had so much love. I didn't know what to love. And ever since, that love has continued and kept me amongst all the people. Aren't it wonderful that God gave enough love to the old Ethiopian to love everybody? That is good, child. Now, I might not have told you, but I'm here today to tell you about all of the experiences of mine, and I want to tell you how it was with me. I want to tell you how it is with me. Then I want to tell you how it ought to be. Because I'm coming around with a petition, and I want you all to sign it. Do you know why he's going to sign the petition? So that the government can give land to the Negro, and they can feed themselves. You see, the freedom come, we all know. The freedom come. But the colored people living in Washington is living on the government, and it's costing you so much money. It don't benefit the black man at all. It degrades him worse and worse. Now, we all know that the government give land to the railroad in the West. But the Negro earned enough for a home. Do you know the Negro supplied the work for a multitude? They work all their lives for thousands and thousands of years, packed up. They work for free. We earn the land enough for a home. I just say, let them build a home in the West, learn them to read one part of the time, and learn them to work the other part of the time. And soon they will become a people amongst you. Now, when I come around with the petitions, I want you all to sign it. Then the men in Congress will know that the Negro deserve a home in the West. I goes for agitating, but there's works to be done with agitating too. And you know, children, I walks with God. I talks with God. Just this morning, I was walking and talking with God. Well, I passed by the wheat field, and I see the wheat glowing, holding head up so high, waving in the breeze, and I reach over the fence, I grab hold of this wheat. Would you believe there was no wheat there? So I says, God, what is this wheat? And it comes to me, Sojourner, there's a little weevil in it. Then I hear tell her this Constitution of the United States. You've heard of it? Oh, the Constitution of the United States is so big. I walk over and I grab hold of this Constitution. I feel around in it for my rights. Would you believe there was none there? So I says, God, what is this Constitution? And it comes to me, Sojourner, there's a little weevil in it. Now, he's got to agitate the men in Congress and get the weevils out. I goes for agitating, but there's works to be done with agitating too. Do you know I have a pile so high of all of the people who sign so the government will know? But I got a great long ways to go because I need the pile to be so high. Then they will know. And the Congress and in the Senate, they tell me all about it. I can't read a book, but I can read the people. And when I read the people, they tell me that the Negro deserve a home in the West where they can feed themselves and become people among people. That is my commission. I don't know if I should tell you this, children, but I used to smoke a pipe. Well, I had this old clay pipe, and one day I sat around puffing away. The smoke was curling around my head, and the preacher come by, and he saw me smoking, and I see him coming, and he walk up on the porch and say, "Do you mean to tell me you smoke? I think there's nothing more disgusting than a smoker's breath. Do you intend to get into the kingdom of heaven with a smoker's breath?" Well, I tell him, "Well, preacher, when I goes to heaven, I expects to leave my breath here." But you know, children, I get rid of the disgusting habit. I got it no more. I'm free of the smoke, you see. But when you want to be free, not talking about the smoking, when you want to be free, there comes an agitating in your soul. An agitating soul, you don't know what to do but be free. That's the way it was with me when I was a slave. I wanted to be free. So I went to the big master on the sky. And I say, "You help me be free." You know, while I stand there and look up to the sky, it come to me to just get up, walk away to freedom. But then I think about it and I say, well, now, if I walk away at nighttime, if I walk away at daytime, they'll see me, bring me back, and lay on the lash. And if I walk away at nighttime, I can't see. So I said, well, what you gonna do about that? But I keep looking to the sky. And it come to me as clear as a ringing bell. Get up early in the morning before the break of day, walk away to freedom, and by the time you get to where you can see, they can't see you. That's what I did. I got up early in the morning before the break of day with my baby on my arm, and I walk away to freedom. By the time I got to where I could see, the birds was free. Crickets was free. I was free too. I had no shoes on my feet, but I was free. Well, where was I going? God know the way. He lead me to this little gray house way up on the hill. I walk up to this house, I knock on the door, and a woman opened the door to me like she's been knowing me all her life. She tell me, come in. She feed me and my baby, and I work for her, and she pay me. That first night there, she put me in this great big room with all the fine window, all the fine soft bed, but I didn't think the bed was for me, so the next morning she come in and she look at that bed. She look at me. Well, I look at her. And she says, how did you sleep last night? I tell her, I sleep good. She said, how you sleep good? The bed hasn't been touched. I sleep under the bed, children. Well, I didn't think the bed was for me, so she said, you must sleep on the bed. And the next night, I sleep on the bed with my baby. Oh, I tell you, it was a fine sleep. The morning come, I get up, and I make up this. I make up this bed. Do you know that's the first time I ever make up the same bed I sleep in? You see, that's freedom. Oh, that's freedom. Therefore, I say to you all, if you can't do anything for the Negroes, get out of the way. They'll do for themselves. The Negro will do anything to be free. You best watch out when you take away the freedom. She felt that it was her duty to warn all slave holders. Remember, the operative phrase here is slave holder. There were no slave owners. It is impossible to own a person's soul. People were held against their wishes. Our souls belong to ourselves. She very often told the story of about a woman named Mary. Mary had been told by the man who held her as a slave, Mary, you don't have to worry. As soon as I die, you shall be free. It's written in the will. What did Mary do? She helped him out of this world. It is so unnatural for someone to even try to own another person. It is just not a natural human thing to be or to do. So anyone who chooses to wield that kind of power over other human beings, usually they are frightened, because a wronged man is a feared man.
After the live hit.
Before this video, have you ever heard of the name Sojourner Truth? Or how about Isabel Baumfree? I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard of Sojourner Truth, but Isabel Baumfree, that's her real name. How about, what did you learn in school about Sojourner Truth? Let me know all this in the comments. And have you ever heard of the poem, Ain't I a Woman? That's another thing that Sojourner Truth is famous for. Please look it up. Share this video with anyone you deem necessary. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.